Malcolm Turnbull and Bill Shorten have had two of their most important days yet of the campaign. The government played its economic trump card, promising to improve the budget's bottom line, while the opposition leader Bill Shorten delivered one of his most important addresses so far. Adam Todd begins our coverage.
The bell rings for the final round. The opposition leader is still searching for a knockout blow and used today's press club speech to take a few swings at the Prime Minister's credibility on a familiar topic, Medicare.
You should know that he's lying to your face. Well, how can you stand there in front of the Australian people and tell lies like that? It's a lie.
To bolster his claims, he seized on this comment.
What political parties say they will support and oppose one time is not necessarily ultimately what they will do.
It will go down as the defining moment in this campaign. The gaffe that marked the end of the Prime Minister's credibility.
But keep playing the vision, here's the full context.
I mean, you have seen the Labor Party has opposed many measures of ours, at which they have subsequently supported.
Referencing Labor's backflip on keeping the school kids bonus. Questions also about the opposition's position on superannuation. Bill Shorten describes the government's changes as
unconsulted, unwarned, in my opinion, not terribly well thought out measures.
But Labor has banked the savings and won't declare its final position until after the election.
But we can only do that from government.
Ultimately, both leaders are framing the final few days as a question of risk. Bill Shorten needs to convince voters it's a bigger risk to stick with Malcolm Turnbull. Today the PM made his pitch. Catalina Flores was with him in Brisbane.
How are you? Very good to see you.
The brains, the ability and the looks to go with it.
Campaigning in the country's most marginal seat, the Prime Minister couldn't have asked for a better reception.
Malcolm Turnbull? Yeah. Oh, God, I said, I'm so excited.
There was no cash splash in this shopping centre, but plenty has been spent by the Coalition this campaign. $1.2 billion since the May budget, which the government claims will be paid for through $2.3 billion in new savings, delivering a $1.1 billion improvement to the bottom line.
We have saved more in this campaign than we have spent.
The government claims to make the majority of the savings through a welfare crackdown targeting fraud, non-compliance and misreporting.
Ensure the system does not have the leakage and have the waste and have the overpayments or the abuse of the system, which at the end of the day costs Australian taxpayers.
As this marathon campaign with its street walks and selfies nears an end, the government can argue it's offering a better budget position in the short term compared to Labor's. But Labor maintains its higher spending prioritises health and education, while the Coalition favours corporate tax cuts, accusing the government of fudging the figures.
The government has released costings based on fantasy.
The difference between fantasy and reality will be decided on Saturday. Catalina Flores, 10 Eyewitness News.